5 hidden nutrients that stabilize soft arterial plaque to drastically reduce your stroke and heart attack risk after 60. Medical facts that most women over 60 are not told. Your heart attack or stroke isn't usually caused by hard, calcified plaque that slowly narrows your arteries. That narrowing is a long-term problem. The real, immediate disaster, the sudden event that sends one of us to the emergency room, is caused by soft, unstable arterial plaque. Suddenly rupturing. This rupture sends a deadly blood clot racing through your circulatory system. You can have perfect cholesterol numbers, be diligent with your diet, and still carry this time bomb in your arteries. What if the decades of advice you have been given about lowering your LDL cholesterol is only solving half the problem? What if the key to a long, heart-healthy life is not just lowering the amount of plaque, but making the existing plaque stable and harmless? I am Dr. Miles, and today we are diving deep into 5 scientifically validated nutrients, some ancient, some newly rediscovered, that act as an internal stabilizing crew for your arteries. These compounds are not drugs, and they are not a cure, but they possess the power to fortify your arterial walls, stabilize that dangerous soft plaque, and drastically reduce the risk of a catastrophic event. We will count them down, revealing the one game-changing enzyme from Japan that demands the most respect and caution, especially if you are on blood-thinning medication. Your health and your future depend on understanding this vital, missing piece of the cardiovascular puzzle. Welcome back to Senior Forward Health for women in their 60s and beyond. The cardiovascular conversation must shift from simply lowering cholesterol to plaque stability. Think of your arteries not as hard pipes, but as a dynamic, living system. Plaque formation is a process, and the most lethal phase is when the plaque is soft, fatty, and actively inflamed. This inflamed plaque has a thin, vulnerable cap that can easily break open like a pimple, bursting, releasing its contents, and immediately forming a life-threatening clot. The 5 nutrients we are about to discuss all work by addressing different facets of this instability, fighting the inflammation that makes plaque vulnerable, directing calcium away from the artery walls, and strengthening the protective lining. Let us start our countdown with number 5, a nutrient that was dismissed by decades of flawed research. Number 5, Tocotrienols, the superior, forgotten vitamin E. For decades, the medical community largely dismissed vitamin E as ineffective for heart protection. But this dismissal was based on a fundamental error in biology and research design. Vitamin E is not one molecule. It is a complex family of 8 members, divided into tocopherols, the commonly used type, and tocotrienols, the truly potent type. The majority of older, large-scale clinical trials used only alpha-tocopherol, the weakest, least mobile member of the family. It was, as they say, using a butter knife to do a surgeon's job. The result? Disappointing data and the general belief that vitamin E had failed the tocotrienol advantage. The molecular firefighter tocotrienols, especially the delta and gamma forms, have a distinct molecular structure. Their side chains are unsaturated, making them shorter and far more flexible than the stiff, long chains of tocopherols. This superior flexibility allows them to penetrate fatty cell membranes and arterial plaques 40–60 times 40–60 times more efficiently. This superior mobility is crucial because soft, vulnerable plaque is an inflammatory battlefield. Tocotrienols can rush to the scene, the lipid membranes of the plaque, and powerfully quench the free radicals and oxidative stress that are actively dissolving the plaque's protective cap. They stabilize the plaque from the inside out. How to choose the right supplement? Read the label. If the label only lists d-alpha-tocopherol, put it back. You are getting the least effective version. Look for full spectrum. Demand a product that explicitly lists mixed tocotrienols, delta and gamma tocotrienols, or full-spectrum vitamin E. This ensures you are getting the entire potent team, not just the single underperforming soldier. Informed discussion tip for your doctor. Instead of a general question, try this: Doctor, I understand the older vitamin E studies were limited to alpha-tocopherol. Given my age and risk factors, do you see any benefit in adding a full-spectrum tocotrienol supplement to help manage the oxidative stress that makes my arterial plaque unstable? Stabilizing the soft plaque is the first step, but what if your plumbing system is starting to suffer from a different, equally dangerous kind of breakdown, the relentless stiffening of the arteries? Number 4, aged garlic extract, the arterial softener. Next, we turn to an ancient remedy, garlic, but a very specific, modern preparation of it, aged garlic extract. The danger we are addressing here is arterial calcification, the silent process where calcium, which should be in your bones, begins to deposit in the walls of your arteries. This turns your flexible, elastic vessels into hard, brittle, and non-compliant pipes. When your arteries lose their elasticity, your heart has to pump harder, which increases blood pressure and significantly stresses the protective plaque cap. The age mechanism. The hydrogen sulfide signal. The difference between regular garlic and age is the unique 20-month aging process. This process transforms the unstable, pungent compounds into highly stable, water-soluble, and biologically active sulfur compounds, such as S-allylcysteine SAC. These compounds are proven to help generate hydrogen sulfide H2S in the body, a crucial signaling molecule. H2S acts as a gentle internal vasodilator, helping your blood vessels relax. More importantly, clinical studies have shown age can significantly slow the progression of arterial calcification as measured by a coronary calcium score. It acts as an internal cleaner, helping to prevent the excessive stickiness that encourages calcium deposits. Patient story insight. Consider Mr. Harold, a 66-year-old patient who had a high calcium score but refused statins due to side effects. Under his cardiologist's supervision, he focused on a lifestyle change and added a high-quality age supplement. After 2 years, his follow-up scan showed his calcium score progression had slowed by nearly 60% compared to his age-matched peers. This is not a cure, but it is a powerful defense. Informed discussion tip for your doctor. Doctor, I'm concerned about my arterial stiffness and my potential calcium score. Based on the human clinical data on aged garlic extract's ability to slow calcification progression, would you recommend I incorporate it into my regimen as a long-term protective strategy, especially in light of my blood pressure? Slowing the hardening is vital, but we also need a way to actively protect the delicate inner lining of the arteries from the daily barrage of stress. Number 3. Pycnogenol, the endothelial fortifier. At number 3, we look at pycnogenol, a patented extract from the bark of the French maritime pine tree. This compound is a powerhouse for defending the most critical, yet often forgotten, part of your cardiovascular system, the endothelium. The endothelium is the single-cell layer that lines all your blood vessels. It is the gatekeeper of your heart health. When the endothelium is healthy, it is smooth, non-sticky, and releases nitric oxide, a gas that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. But when it is damaged by free radicals and inflammation, often from high blood sugar or oxidized LDL, it becomes sticky, creating the perfect Velcro surface for plaque to begin forming. And for soft plaque to become unstable, the pycnogenol mechanism, nitric oxide boost. Pycnogenol acts into 2 primary critical ways. Antioxidant shield. It is a potent antioxidant, acting like a rust-proof coating that immediately neutralizes the free radicals bombarding the endothelium, preventing the initial damage that leads to stickiness. Nitric oxide catalyst. It helps the body recycle and boost the bioavailability of nitric oxide. By improving NO levels, pycnogenol helps your blood vessels stay flexible, improves blood flow, and directly reduces the shear stress on those vulnerable plaque caps. Science insight. Clinical trials have demonstrated pycnogenol's ability to significantly improve endothelial function, a key marker of long-term cardiovascular health in older adults. This is a crucial, proactive strategy for women over 60, where age-related decline in NO production is a major factor in rising blood pressure and arterial stiffness. Informed discussion tip for your doctor. Doctor, my goal is to maintain excellent vascular flexibility. I understand that age can reduce nitric oxide production. What is your perspective on using a supplement like pycnogenol to proactively support my endothelial function and improve my blood circulation, going beyond just managing my cholesterol numbers? We have covered stabilizing plaque caps, slowing calcification, and protecting the artery wall. Now we turn to the crucial issue of calcium trafficking, the reason calcium is in your arteries in the first place. Number 2, vitamin K2 MK7, the calcium traffic cop. We arrive at the runner-up, vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form, which is the answer to one of the biggest paradoxes in aging health. How do we get calcium into the bones and keep it out of the arteries? For years, women have been told to take calcium and vitamin D for bone density, yet simultaneously they worry about arterial calcification. The contradiction lies not in the calcium, but in the lack of a proper guidance system for it. The K2 mechanism, activating the MGP vitamin K2, acts as your body's intelligent, diligent traffic cop. It activates a critical protein called matrix glyprotein MGP. MGP is the most potent inhibitor of calcification known to exist in the body. When MGP is activated by K2, it literally grabs stray calcium from the bloodstream and soft tissues like the artery walls and directs it toward the bone matrix, where it is needed. Without enough K2, MGP remains inactive and the calcium is left to wander, often ending up deposited in the artery walls, leading to stiffness and plaque instability. The famous Rotterdam study, which tracked thousands of subjects for over a decade, showed a powerful inverse correlation. Higher dietary intake of K2 was associated with a 50% reduction in the risk of cardiovascular death. The critical safety warning mandatory. This is the moment where absolute caution is required. Vitamin K is essential for blood clotting. If you are taking prescription anticoagulant drugs like warfarin Coumadin, which work by interfering with vitamin K, taking a K2 supplement can directly interfere with your medication's effectiveness. You must absolutely not start a vitamin K2 supplement without the strict and explicit approval and supervision of your prescribing physician, who may need to adjust your medication dosage. This is non-negotiable for your safety. Informed discussion tip for your doctor. Doctor, I am very interested in the research on vitamin K2. MK7 for directing calcium away from my arteries and toward my bones. Given that I am or am not on an anticoagulant, what is your professional opinion on adding K2 as a supplement to support both my bone and arterial health? We have reached our final and most potent nutrient, a compound that doesn't just prevent damage, it targets the very structural mesh that holds dangerous clots together. Number 1, nattokinase, the fibrinolytic enzyme. Finally, at the number 1 spot is a truly extraordinary enzyme, nattokinase. Its story begins over 1,000 years ago with a humble Japanese breakfast food called natto-fermented soybeans. Scientists discovered that the sticky, stringy substance surrounding the fermented soybeans contained an incredibly powerful enzyme. They named it nattokinase, the nattokinase mechanism, the biological solvent. The most immediate danger of soft plaque rupture is the formation of a thrombus blood clot. These clots are held together by a tough, fibrous protein called fibrin. Fibrin acts like a sticky protein net that forms the scaffold of the clot. Nattokinase is one of the few natural substances that is scientifically studied for its ability to directly hydrolyze breakdown fibrin. It acts like a highly targeted biological solvent, gently dissolving the protein mesh that holds clots together by thinning the blood and helping to degrade existing fibrin strands. Nattokinase supports better blood flow and reduces the material available for a dangerous clot to form around a ruptured plaque cap, the extreme safety warning mandatory. Just like vitamin K2, nattokinase is a powerful natural compound, and its effects on the circulatory system must be treated with the utmost respect. Because nattokinase is a potent, natural fibrinolytic agent, it dissolves clots. It must not be combined with prescription blood thinners or antiplatelet medications such as warfarin, heparin, clopidogrel Plavix, or high-dose aspirin without the direct and explicit approval and supervision of your physician. Combining them significantly increases the risk of bleeding. Informed discussion tip for your doctor. Doctor, I'm researching natural ways to support optimal blood viscosity. I've read studies on nattokinase and its fibrin-dissolving properties. Given my risk profile and my current medications, what is your professional assessment of this enzyme as a safe, supportive measure for my long-term circulatory health? We have journeyed through 5 profound nutrients, each offering a distinct science-backed mechanism to address the root cause of the most catastrophic cardiovascular events, unstable arterial plaque. Remember, you are in charge of your own health. The power lies not just in your doctor's prescriptions, but in the informed choices you make every single day. By understanding the roles of Tocotrienols, aged garlic extract, pycnogenol, vitamin K2, and nattokinase, you can engage in a more productive partnership with your healthcare provider and actively build a fortified defense system for your heart and brain. If you found this crucial information empowering, please take 2 seconds to hit the like button. Share this video with someone you love who is over 60 and still worries about their heart, and subscribe to Senior Forward Health for more life-saving truths for your later years. Leave a comment below and let me know, which of these 5 nutrients is the most surprising to you, and what is the first question you plan to ask your doctor? We are here to empower your health journey. We will see you next time.